Hello, this is Tisha from Meadows and Mortar by Tisha, and today I'm on the Paint Couture YouTube page, and I am going to be showing you how I redid this little end table. Now, this little guy was a 1990s home interior end table, and you can see it has a little box that you can open up for storage. It's super cute, but I just wanted to do something fun with it. So I come in with Paint Couture's 2-in-1 primer. I'm using the gray, but you can use the white, whatever you want to do. I just want to make sure that I'm covering up really well so that I can get all of those knots covered up so that we don't have any bleed through. And then I have some of this flexible resin from Paint Couture Paint that I have put inside of these molds from Redesign with Prima, and you just do a 1-to-1 ratio of them, mix them together, pour them in there, let them dry, and they stay flexible like this all the time. So look at this, how stretchy they are, how they can conform. You can bend them up in your hand, you can stretch them out, do whatever you want to. It can go around any curved surface, and I love this product. I absolutely adore it. You can see it holds its form. I squish it up, I let it out, and it stays exactly the way that it's supposed to. So I'm just going to use these little florals right here, and I'm going to wrap them around the edges of this piece. This is just going to give it some little extra texture. It's going to give it a nice little fun decorative piece on it, and I wanted it to be easier to go around the corners of it instead of just being flat front. I come in with some glue on the back of this. I'm using Titebond Quick and Thick, but you can use whatever kind of glue that you want, and you can see that you just have to press it on there for just a second and it holds up nicely. If you're a millennial, then you may have had one of those creepy crawler sets. As a child, you mix this stuff together and then you put it in this little oven and you can bake it and make these little bugs. Most of them were bugs or worms. They also had one for girls that was like a doll that you could make, but that's exactly what this stuff feels like. It feels just like those creepy crawler things. I love this product. I cannot stress this enough. This is going to be a game changer for furniture artists and for people that do decor alike. This is excellent. And if you'd like to try this new product or any of the Paint Couture Paint products that I'm going to be using in this video, then you can look at the link in the description box and it will take you straight to their website, and it has all of their phenomenal products on it. And if you're not already following Paint Couture Paint on YouTube or on Facebook, make sure that you do that. And also, I would love to have you follow me. My name is Tisha from Meadows and Mortar by Tisha. I would love to have you around. I am also on YouTube and on Facebook. Dark Sea from Paint Couture Paint is one of my favorite colors. I'm using the Dark Sea in the mineral paint line, but you can use it in the chalk style line if you would like to do that. And I'm using one of the soft Capital Crafts rounded brushes to apply this with, and I use this rounded end brush so that it would be easier for me to get down inside of those molds. So it leaves a beautiful finish if you're just brushing it on there, but I can also stipple it inside of these molds because these do leave very crisp molds. So a lot of times whenever you're trying to demold something, especially if you're using something like clay, you don't always get the crispness that you would like to get from the molds, but with this flexible resin from Paint Couture Paint, it is absolutely crisp. Now, one thing that I will say is with this resin, it is thicker than normal casting resin, so it is a little bit trickier to pour it inside of the mold, but it is absolutely worth it for the outcome. It's just one of those things that it's not hard to use by any means. It's very, very easy to use, but it's just different than what you would use with normal casting resin. But you know, I love new products and I love trying new things, and it's just a learning curve with each different one. So as you can see, I'm painting the whole entire box with that Dark Sea, and I'm coming back in with a second coat of it once that first coat dries, just to make sure that we're getting a nice full coverage on here. Now, this was a pine box, but I had used that primer underneath it, so we shouldn't have any bleed through with those knots or anything. And then I come in with Paint Couture Paint's Verde Green Glaze. This is one of my most used glazes, and I'm just taking it and stippling it inside where all of those flowers are, and then I'll wipe it back in just a second so that glaze really settles down inside of those flowers. I'm wanting to make sure that I'm seeing some contrast on there. Now, this green glaze, I really liked once that I started putting it on there. I was like, oh, I like the shape that this is leaving. How about I just paint the whole box? So you can see that I did end up painting the whole box, and then I just wipe off some of the excess of it. and you can see that that deepened that blue that's on there, but I didn't go and like scoop deep down inside of those flowers. I just kind of wiped off the top of the flowers so that it's darker inside where those different detailed areas are, so you can really see that it pops in there. Now I have the Luxe metallic paint in the color Teal, and you can see that I just have the lid of the paint right there, and I'm just using a little artist brush. This is a flat artist brush, one that I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm putting very minimal paint on here. I kind of scrape the excess off on the side of the lid, and you can see that I'm sort of holding my brush at an angle, almost flat but not quite. I'm wanting it to hit the top parts of the flowers. I'm not wanting to take it and stipple it down because I don't want it to cover up that verde green that I have inside of the crevices. I'm wanting this to hit the top part of it so that I can see a color variation on there between where the verde green is and where this teal is. And then once that I got that on there, I really needed to kind of tie those together a little more. So I was like, well, I'll just take that teal and I'll put it all around the edges of the box. And what this is going to do is this is just really going to make it look more cohesive, like it flows together a little bit better. And then the top part and that bottom section needed something just a little bit more. So I come in with this little stencil. You can also get this from the link that I posted below. And I just dab more of this teal on there. Now on the bottom part, I do cover up the whole bottom section, but on the top you'll see that I'm just staying concentrated around the edges of it, and I'm wanting it to look like it's more a worn look. I don't want it to look like it just has this pattern all over the top of it. Now on the bottom, I am adding more of the teal in certain areas than others so that it is a little bit of a darker teal in some sections and lighter in others. And this is just going to give it a more authentic, worn, rustic sort of a look to it. I want it to look like it belongs there, that it was supposed to be there, but I want it to look like it's distressed a little bit. But I didn't want to come in with like sandpaper and try to distress it. So that's why I tried to add more in some areas and less in other areas. The base of this, I felt like it was just too much. Where it was just black, it looked like it was too much. So I come in with a corrosive agent that I'm spraying on there. And there are many of these. The one that I'm using is from Modern Masters. And what that does is it just causes a natural rusting effect to it. Or if you didn't have one of those corrosive agents like that, then you could absolutely use paint to kind of grunge it up a little bit as well. Now I come in with French Navy and Pyrite from the Luxe metallic lines, and I'm just using a tiny little artist brush and I'm just brushing it along some of the edges on here, and I'm just really wanting to give this a little more depth. There's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing here. I am trying to use the Pyrite more on the leaves and the stems, and then I use the French Navy on the rest of the area, but I'm not covering every single little piece because what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to build layers and add dimension to this so that I'm getting a bunch of different colors that are showing through so that it really looks like it's an in-depth piece instead of very one-dimensional. And while I do love the shimmer and shine of the Luxe metallics, if you didn't want shimmer, then you could absolutely just use the regular Paint Couture paint colors on these and just use whatever kind of contrasting colors that you would like. The good thing about projects like this is you can play around. It doesn't have to be the same for every single person. I'm just trying to lay out the framework for you, just to put a little bug in your ear to make you realize that, you know, there are a bunch of different options and you can use whatever you have on hand if you don't have the money or the means to be able to buy different things. But just think outside of the box. It's really, really fun to just do things that you wouldn't normally do. And it's fun to play with these techniques. And I hope that you loved this tutorial. I hope that you have learned something from it. And as you can see, the final product is just so stinking cute. I love these new products from Paint Couture, and I hope that you try them. And if you've learned something today, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for watching, for being here with me, and I hope to see you all again next time. Bye, guys.